Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a short and sweet video. I wanted to film this because I've been just desperate to switch out my eyeshadows from my Frankenpalette. So this is gonna be an episode for my Pando's eyeshadows Panda palette remix project, but I'm only gonna feature today my Frankenpalette. Recently, I filmed the update of the Pando's eyeshadows project, but I didn't have any pan, I think, on these ones, or I had maybe two. I just want to show them to you, the pans that I have right now, and I want to show you the way that this palette is gonna be from now on. I'm gonna switch out a few of the eyeshadows and show you how the palette ends up looking. But I'm pretty excited that I get to roll new things in so that the palette has a new way of looking for me, and that I get more excited to reach for it and create different looks, because this is the main palette that I use on my eyes. It's the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today, and to be honest, is my favorite formula. So I try to every day use Natasha Denona shadows. So even if I'm using other eyeshadow palettes, I tend to reach for these. So I have here 3 pans, and I'm about to heat pan on this one. So this, I'm not gonna switch it up. So I'm gonna remove these 3 eyeshadows. These 2 are from the Love palette, so that's exciting. And then this one is from the Safari palette, which is exciting as well, because I think on that one I only have 1 pan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove those, and I'm gonna remove other eyeshadows from the palette. I'm gonna do a close-up before I do that, and then I will show you how the palette ends up looking. So first, I put back Lotus and Thorn in the Safari palette, and I chose Desert Date and Voodoo from this palette to place back on my Frankenpalette. Now, for the Triochrome palette, I left a Vertex, but I changed and removed Kinetic, and then also Naga and Androdite. These I placed back in the eyeshadow palette, and now I have on my palette, or my Frankenpalette, Vertex, Color Flip, Garmin, and Eon. From my Tropic palette, I left almost all of them. I only switched out Pastel Melon for Laguna, which is a blue, a bright blue. I want to use it more. I haven't used that color almost at all since I got this palette, so I want to use it. And I didn't remove Cocoa because it's one that I'm working on for my Pando's eyeshadows, and I'm about to heat pan on it, so I want to keep it until I heat pan on it. And then I also left there Mint Frost, because I'm also about to heat pan on that one. And Nudist, I'm also getting a huge dip on that one. So I want to work on those, and I want to keep them there. From the Gold palette, I placed this one and this one back. And now I chose Cava and Alchemist, I think. Yeah. So 2 metallics and more on the gold side. Since I put Laguna as a bright color, I want to just switch it up. And the gold palette is a palette that has gotten a lot of love. I was thinking about choosing other shades, but those 2 will work. I'm gonna see if I can heat panning one more eyeshadow from the gold palette. From my green brown palette, I put back here Cloudy Green, and what's the name of the other one? Cloudy Blue and Tropic. These 2 eyeshadows right here, they're beautiful, but I haven't used them enough. And I had these 2 here, Industrial and Indian Gold, and those I've used in the past, so I have dips on them. If I can heat pan on them, that would be awesome. So those are the ones that I chose. From this Metropolis palette, I placed back these greens right here, and then I also placed back this one. So now the eyeshadows left in the palette are more on the blue side, so that they go with Laguna, and they're Chrism, Akos, Enigma, and Helena. From the bronze palette, I decided to pull back 2 eyeshadows. This is Rhodium, and then this is Silk, and I also put back Palladium. I'm only gonna leave 2 eyeshadows, so Beach and Suntan is a new addition, and I'm gonna add 2 eyeshadows from the Glam palette. From the Glam palette, I chose Browbone, which has a hint of pink, and it will be a perfect inner corner highlight. And then I chose Lash Line because I've been missing the black from the Viva palette, a spot. So I want to just heat pan on Lash Line before placing any eyeshadows from the Viva palette into my Frankenpalette. From the Love palette, since I heat pan in 2 eyeshadows, now I put them back and put back also Passion. And what I decided to do was to try 3 more eyeshadows from this palette. So first, it was already there and I left it, but I chose Pure Love, Valentine, and Dream. And Dream, it's a cream to powder purple, and I haven't used it since I got this palette. So I want to just see if I can use it more or use it as a pop of color. And since it's a cream to powder and purple is one of those eyeshadows that it's a lot for me to use, but if it's more on the lilac-y side, it will be easier for me to use and even hit pan on it. So I want to try and use that for an entire look and see how it goes. But I'm pretty happy because this eyeshadow palette now has 5 pans, and I wouldn't have thought that the Love palette would have so much love from me, to be honest. And last but not least, from the Sunrise palette, I removed Clove and Poppy, and now I replaced them with Morgan and Acelia. So now I have 2 more transition shades which I need on my palette, and if you're ready, I'm gonna show you the new Frankenpalette. It looks weird in a way, but for me it makes sense, and I can see how I can use this more now and how I will be hitting pan in other eyeshadows that I didn't think I would hit pan on because of the way that they, or the spot that they take from this palette. I didn't have that many inner corner highlights, and those are easy for me to hit pan on. I didn't have a black, and now I have lash line from the Glam palette. I didn't have those pinky tones that I love so much for my eyes, and now I have a few that will go towards that side. And I placed a few of the cream to powder formulas. Those are for me easy to line my eyes with, so I end up hitting pan on them when I line my eyes with them. So you can see right here, this is how the new Frankenpalette turned out. It doesn't have any pans. So let's see how it will look for my next update, and then if I need to switch it up in between updates, only my Frankenpalette, you will see an update like this one so that you can enjoy seeing this new baby. So I'm gonna do a close-up and you will see how everything looks. And I think the eyeshadows that I will hit pan on soon are this one from the Tropic palette, then Cocoa from the Tropic palette, Lash Line, Beach from the Bronze palette, and that's it, I think, for now. And Day Spring from the Sunrise palette as well. So it's a lot. I think I have 4 eyeshadows that you can see with pan on my next update. So you can see right here the Green Brown palette, the Gold palette, the Tropic palette, the Trio Chrome palette, the Safari palette, and then right here, Metropolis, Bronze, Glam, Love, and Sunrise. Okay, you guys, so that's it for my update or semi-update of my Pan That Palette, Pan Those Eyeshadows project. And this is only showing you my Frankenpalette. I know how much you guys love to see that one. Let me know which quad or duo of eyeshadows you love the most, or let me know below which eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona is your favorite in the comments below. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for your support. I will always be grateful, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.